lettersfromjonesy.com. Thank you guys for tuning in for just a quick second. Before we get to the video, please take a minute to like and subscribe. It means the world to me. It's only going to get better. I'll give you just a second to do that, and then we'll get going. Button somewhere right in there. Just go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. We'll get to the video. So good morning, everybody. Lettersfromjonesy.com, and it's almost Independence Day. It's almost the 4th of July. So first of all, happy 4th to everybody that's going to watch this, whether it's the first 10 or the first 100,000, which is what we're hoping for. This morning I was writing about liberty, and I was remembering this field trip that I got to go on when I was 9, and my dad got to go with us as a chaperone. Now, to be honest, I think back then the field trip was going to cost $465, and I might as well have been asking for a Lamborghini for my 16th birthday, because we just didn't have that kind of money. And so I kind of knew that it was going to happen, or I expected it was going to happen, but I still put the permission slip on the table, and I still hoped that we'd be able to do it. And about a week before we were supposed to leave, I found out that I was going to get to go, and I also found out that my dad was going to be one of the chaperones. So Jonesy was going to be a chaperone, and I think it was, obviously at 9 years old, you can't comprehend what a field trip to Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia and New York, and to see all those historical monuments and, the White House. And, of course, we went to the Empire State Building, and we did all kinds of, where the Declaration of Independence was signed, and the Washington Monument. We did all this stuff, and I don't think that doesn't sink in at 9 years old. But I was watching my dad, and I was watching how respectful he was of those things. And so I think it taught me a little bit. At least if nothing else, it taught me that men are supposed to pay that respect rearward to those folks that gave up everything so that we could have this freedom and liberty. Now, so this letter this morning was about liberty, and I think what's cool about, a lot of times people interchange the word freedom and liberty, and then there's always those statements that probably everyone here has heard: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But I wanted to study a little bit on liberty, on what and why they would use liberty instead of freedom, or when they're very closely related, why use one or the other. And I think I hit on it in the letter, and that is that liberty is the responsibility. The responsibility lays on you, and what it's talking about is the lack of oppression put on you by an authority or a government. And so what I'm saying is the responsibility lies on you as a person to keep those boundaries in place. So our forefathers, our founding fathers, as they started seeing that this deal was stacked against them, that this wasn't a fair relationship, they had a choice to make. And Patrick Henry said, give me liberty or give me death. And what that means is give me freedom, being my right to do whatever it is I want, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom, I can do what I want to do. But liberties being the fact that the oppressor, the authority, the government will not put that on you. But what if they do? And that's what our forefathers were up against. What if they do put that on you? What if they do infringe upon your liberties? And I think the outcome is clear. I mean, they said, not here, not for us, not for our family, and not for our future generations. Now, most of them, you can Google, you can go look. Most of those founding fathers chose, or would eventually come to death for their actions. What a powerful thing to do, or to say. What a powerful statement to make, that you'd rather die than have these oppressive limitations put on you. I don't think we have that anymore. I don't think America has. I don't think America has the balls anymore to truly say, "Give me liberty or give me death." And I'm not saying I do. I think perspective, the times have certainly changed. But God, I sure do respect those men for doing what they did. And I know America's not perfect. I know this isn't one of those I'm not trying to make that statement, but it is certainly the best. And that's a I don't know. That was an important, like I said, it was an important memory. One, obviously there was the memory of me and my dad getting to do that. I mean, that happened a couple of years prior to his death, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget being able to walk and do those things and spend that time with him. He wasn't a big vacationing guy, so for him to be able to take that time off from work, I know that was an impact. And for him to do that, even though the trip was free for him for being a chaperone, it still came at a cost. And I'm so thankful to have had that chance to remember that. Hate that I didn't get to talk to him about it more, because again, at 9 years old, he couldn't really carry on a conversation of how cool the Washington Monument was, or how cool it was to be staring at the actual Declaration of Independence, or the Lincoln Monument, or Thomas Jefferson's place when we toured it. There were so many cool things that we got to go do and see together that I'm sure he couldn't wait till I was a little bit older so that he could talk to me about those things, and we never got that chance. So today's letter was a little bit about getting that chance to view it from his eyes and see what he would have said to me about the importance of that trip and those men and what they did for us in America. So, lettersfromjonesy.com. Please like, subscribe, follow along, do all those things. In fact, I'm going to have to go back and, because I always forget to ask at the very beginning, but I'm asking you guys, please share this stuff. I hope someday to put, if you haven't watched anything else or any of the other shorts, my plan is to do a letter every day for 365 days of little bits of advice and things that I'm pulling from a life with a father that I didn't have. And maybe it'll help kids that don't have dads or absentee fathers, or, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Lettersfromjonesy.com. It's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, and it's on the web at lettersfromjonesy.com. Thank you guys for watching. If you stuck around this long, we'll talk soon.